I want to start with this as well. We say Botox is quite a common thing, but these were like a Botox-style jab, weren't they? They wasn't what we would normally know as, like, the brand of Botox.
No, it was another make of it. Another make
so take us back. You've been having Botox for, what, over 10 years now?
Yeah, twice a year.
Extremely common for people. What was different about this time?
April 2015, I had my injections done. I had an injection here and it was incredibly, incredibly painful, like, so much so I screamed and we had to cease the treatment for a while.
Right.
To let my pain calm down.
Which I'm sure for you was quite a worry because you're
so
used to this
treatment. It was very unusual. Yeah, it was really, really unusual. I went home, I felt really unwell, like I had a flu coming on. Went to bed, woke up the next morning and my face was just all over the place.
I think we've actually got some pictures, actually, of what your face looked like. When you woke up, I mean, you felt that you were paralysed completely and you couldn't move your face.
But everything felt wrong.
Right.
And everything was sitting wrong. I didn't recognise what I was obviously looking at. You know, everything had dropped and was pulling and just an overwhelming tiredness and drastically feeling unwell, different to the day before the pain.
Did you instantly know it was a result of the Botox-style jab?
I knew something horrific had gone wrong because the way my body was reacting.
Because you were later diagnosed with something else, is that right?
Well, during the... I call it being put in a tumble dryer on fast spin because so many things were happening to my body at this time. The doctor was obviously trying to get to the root of it.
Yeah.
And I went off and saw a rheumatologist who... They do a standard test for fibromyalgia. So, of course, I was hurting everywhere, but I hurt in all the places he poked. And although I kind of believe on some level that there is some probably... It set off an inflammatory response around the body, I knew instinctively that that wasn't the root of it.
Yeah.
It was a side symptom of what I was going through.
So how long did it take for you to get to that point? I mean, did you have to go and see a private doctor in the end? Because you just thought it could be something to do with this procedure?
Well, I kept collapsing. So we'd go walking the dogs. We're big animal fans and we rescue lots of animals and things and we have lots of dogs. So we were walking the dogs and I would just keep collapsing for no reason. But within the collapse was a full paralysis down my right side. When I'm having my seizures, my face is completely collapsed this side.
And you still suffer from this now? I mean, you had a bit of an episode yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah. 2 Fridays ago, I had 5 seizures in one day and then had 2, 3 the following days.
Wow.
And this is what you sit there and have to go through. How long would something like this normally last? I mean, Alan, for you, I mean, that must be really frightening.
Oh, it's horrendous to see, yeah. I mean, that seizure there lasted for about 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, some would be the entire day, yeah.
Belinda, can I take you back before all of this, then? You're so beautiful. You really are so beautiful. A lot of people might question what motivated you to start having Botox, because regardless of whether it's considered as invasive or non-invasive, it's still altering the way that you look. So, why have you had Botox for so long?
Well, I was working, you know, doing beauty work, so, of course, you know, you're trying to make your clients look better and
you were a semi-permanent tattoo artist?
Cosmetic tattoo artist, yes, and you want to make yourself... You know, want to be representative of what you're doing for people.
Do your own advertising.
So you kind of put your own advertising on yourself, and there's a pressure that comes with that, unfortunately. And I feel so silly now, obviously, in hindsight.
So you do regret it, then?
Absolutely do I regret it. And if I look at my face before, when I was picking out little wrinkles on here, and it was nothing. It was madness.
But I must say, you do look beautiful. You look beautiful in that photo we've just seen. You look beautiful now.
Thank you.
I really, really
There's no Botox now, and I've got cranial 7 nerve damage, so I'm partially paralysed this side of my face.
Dr Ranj, I've got to ask you then. Yeah. So, recent reports, in Vogue, it says 43% of British people are now interested in non-surgical cosmetic procedures, most commonly fillers and Botox. So it's obviously very, very common. Hundreds of thousands of people are having it every single year.
I've made no secret about it. I have it all done. I always have done.
Is this a complete rarity for this to happen?
I think what it highlights, and what's happened to you is absolutely awful, but what it does highlight is that injectable cosmetics, a lot of people think that they are very, very safe, and actually they are.
Right.
But you've got to treat them as medical procedures. These are medicinal products. Some of them, Botox, or that's one of the brand names, is a prescription-only product. So you've got to make sure that the person who's administering it is fully trained, fully qualified, and knows how to deal with the complications. Same with fillers. So all these people that are going to beauticians and getting things done, it is illegal to do that, and you shouldn't be doing that, and you put yourself at risk.
Right.
Now, Botox, let's say, cosmetically, we've been using Botox for about 30 years. Millions and millions of doses have been administered to lots of people across the world. To have a complication like this
It's very rare.
is extremely rare. You can get minor side effects. For example, you might get a bit of bleeding or bruising at the site. You might get a bit of a headache or feel cold-like afterwards, but they usually settle. Even if the Botox migrates locally to another place, and sometimes if you inject around the eye, you can get a bit of a droop, it usually settles down. To have a complication like this is extremely rare, and the question then arises is when you go and get a procedure like this done, you've got to have a full medical consultation. And if you're pregnant, breastfeeding, might possibly have an underlying neurological disorder, or you're on certain antibiotics, you shouldn't be having this done.
So what can we advise to any viewers out there that are considering having it done for the first time or of currently having it done? What do you need to look out for? What are the warning signs?
Yeah, so a lot of people that are already having Botox done for various medical reasons, I wouldn't panic. Firstly, make sure that you are having it done by a fully qualified and trained practitioner. That either has to be a doctor, a dentist, or a nurse prescriber.
Right.
And if
That's
it is
very
being administered,
important,
if it is being administered by a nurse who isn't a prescriber, for example, they have to be supervised by somebody who is. Check their training credentials. You can ask for that. Make sure you have a full medical consultation. Make sure you go through a consent procedure beforehand. And remember, there's never any obligation to have anything done. If you want more information, go to somewhere sensible like the BAAPS website or NHS Choices, and you'll get accurate, reliable information.
And we'll put that information on our website as well, so you've got access to it.